if there is no capacity to even consider what is being said, it won't be received.
I want to hear from different voices. I don't want to just hear from people that agree with me. We're about to dive into some even deeper topics. Ask a Brother Podcast.
Ask a Brother Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James. You know, the revolution is going to be because of us. What was it like from your vantage point anyway, in terms of like the changes when it came to dealing with like your family and friends, or did it change at all? And what did they think about your topics and your content?
So I'll answer the question, but I want to kind of come around. One of the pieces of content on my channel that I'm the most proud of was or is an interview that I did with Dr. Tiasan Johnson. I actually went out to Fresno. He invited me over to his house. We sat down, we chopped it up, but he dropped a lot of knowledge. And the way that we framed that conversation was we framed it as like different stages of understanding or cognitive function, as far as like explain Black masculinity to a baby girl, then explain it to a middle schooler, then a teenager, then a young woman, then an older woman. And I bring that up because one of the things that he mentioned, and he talks about a lot during on his channel as well, and you guys definitely check him out, brilliant brother,
absolutely,
is the fact that there is this resistance to even entertaining some of these ideas. Yes. And the most heartbreaking part of it is that resistance also comes from people who are already familiar with you. And I say all that to say there were a few people who were around when I founded We Need to Talk originally in 2013. They were around to watch me facilitate conversations on different college campuses. They watched me be impartial. They watched me be fair. They watched me be deep, nuanced, articulate, the whole nine. But simply because I had a series called Kevin Samuel Started This Conversation, their assumption was, oh, he's become one of them. There was no benefit of the doubt given. There was no curiosity. You know, there was no, oh, no, that's Alan. So I know even if he's talking about this thing, he's doing it with some integrity or some level of like
good faith.
Dignity.
Exactly. Good faith. Like you weren't just approaching it strictly through the lens of just, you know, just shitting on women or just pandering to men. Okay.
Exactly. And I say that because that, for me, to answer your question, that's been heartbreaking, right? It hasn't been everybody. But you know, there are two young ladies that I know for sure I went to college with, and that kind of led to the dissolution of our relationship, because I tell this to people all the time, even women that I talk to, like I pride myself in being reasonable, but the one thing that I won't do is be blamed for something I didn't do. The one thing I won't do is have to explain myself over and over and over again. Like, if you think I'm a good guy, like, start from that place the next time we have conversation. Don't make me have to reprove or re-emphasize the fact that I'm reasonable or I'm good or whatever the case may be. So that's been that for me.
Bro, I appreciate the fact that you articulated something in a way that I actually haven't heard anybody that I've asked this type of questions with so far in this space, or even behind the scenes. It's that subtle change when you start talking about relationships, intersexual dynamics, men and women's desired behavior versus non-desired behavior. And the moment you just start stating things that subjectively or anecdotally, observably true, people, it's like they forgot it's you. And now it's like whatever caricature of the guy or man that they hate, that's like the worst version of what it means to be a misogynist. Now you're on his team. And I'm like, so when it comes to men talking about women's behaviors, if it's not always in the affirmative, I've learned there is no nuance.
Yeah.
There is, it almost comes off like there's damn near no nuance. It's either you're always sucking up to women, telling them what they want to hear, always kind of coddling. You can't ever just say, listen, this is something y'all doing that's not attractive or it's hurting you or harming you, right? You can't just say that. And once I started doing that, and to be fair, I did it before YouTube, so I already started to experience it to a degree. But to see people that know you and see how you show up every day, and see how you engage with women and your own daughter and women in the
Mm,
workplace,
mm,
and seeing how they, you know, they take hearing something negative, and now you're in
yeah.
the camp of being a misogynist, man. It's you said it was heartbreaking, man. I feel you with that.
Yeah, and you know, it's maybe kind of reconsider the whole "it's not what you say, it's how you say it" thing. I don't think it's true,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
It's often, especially in the modern day, right? It's not what you say, it's not how you say it. It's also who you are, who is saying it, right? It's who is saying
Mhm.
it. It's who they or how they feel about you or how they feel about the topic, right? Because we live in a time where social media and algorithms curate your own echo chamber,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So most people have no experience interfacing with, uh, dissent, with conflict, with friction when it comes to like intellectual opposition.
Mm.
So no matter how nicely you say it, right? Somebody back in the day called me the Mister Rogers Kevin Samuels. No matter how nice how nicely you say it,
What they
no
call you?
the Mister Rogers Kevin Samuels, no matter
Oh,
how
no,
soft
damn.
and it's if there is no capacity to even consider what is being said, it won't be received. And
Mm.
that's something that I'm still kind of figuring out how to navigate because I care deeply about these things that I'm talking about. It's kind of made me
Mhm.
take a back seat, but like it's tough, man.
Bro, it is walking that tightrope because at any
Yeah,
point in time, you can't just be like, "You know what? F it. Let me
yeah,
just pretend the things I'm talking about ain't an issue and ain't happening." But it's like the more I do these type of shows, the more I'm realizing that there was so few men that felt hurt, that felt like they
mm,
couldn't do this in private. They noticed things and they never spoke up to it in their households with their wives or girlfriends. They were societally kind of stunted from being able to acknowledge, no, it's okay to acknowledge, like, I can
yeah,
expect better from the woman that's in my life or the woman that wants to be in my life. Like, that's normal. And
yeah,
and I think your skill set was figuring out how you were one of the first ones in our age bracket that had the ability to take very controversial topics with sisters at that, and you see the shift and change in their faces.
mm,
And then before you know it, you got this analogy, you got this story, and before you, man, I'm like, your brother, this brother is dangerous. I was like,
appreciate that,
but
appreciate
what you were teaching us, man, whether you realize it or not, you was teaching us there is an effective way to communicate with women.
yeah,
At least the women who are choosing to show up when you're
right.
engaging with them.